Awesome. Okay. And we are live. Hello and welcome to Talk Chef.
Oh my gosh, and my dog is barking.
Your dog is barking?
Maple.
Hey, this is live.
Hey,
this is raw.
Oh my God. Wait, I'm going to put her in another room.
Oh my God. You're fine.
Of course, we're like so quiet, calm, and then like the dog goes crazy.
Absolutely,
Hold on.
don't even worry about it.
That is very
Hold on.
I love that.
Maple.
Is
Oh
also
my
one of
goodness.
your hosts, and his name is Dog.
That's the dog Maple, and I'm Jordan. I'm your third host.
And entering the screen, we have our wonderful guest, Mary Elizabeth Kelly.
Hi.
Mary, we're so excited to have you. You're so funny. And
Thank you.
you're just a delight.
Oh my God, I'm thrilled to be here.
Now, had you seen Top Chef before today?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I used to watch Top Chef a lot. I'm like a big cooking show person.
Cool.
But it had kind of fallen off my radar because I also didn't have like cable for a while. But I'm happy to be back in the game. It's just so good. That's why there's so many seasons. Makes sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, before we dive in, just a couple of orders of business. As you guys know, this is a food charity-based live stream. Every season we raise money for a different food-based charity. So stay tuned for our fundraiser at the end of this season. It'll be a lot of fun. We've had so many cool guests in the past fundraisers. So this ain't going to be any different from that. So stay tuned. And we're so excited that Christian, one of our big prize winners from the last fundraiser, finally got their big prize at the Dimension 20 dice tray, signed by all of the cast of the Seven, the DM handbook signed by Matt Mercer, Bria Iyengar, Brendan Mulligan, a horse card I made, and a bunch of other prizes. So we're so glad you got it, Christian. We hope you like the prize.
Yeah, and now that everyone has their prizes, I will be calculating all the money and making our donation tomorrow. So keep an eye out for the infographic for exactly how much money we raised last season. But I'll tell you what, it was a lot of money.
Spoiler.
Spoiler alert, it was a lot of money.
Well, guys, there's a second order of business too, which is something we didn't tell you, Mary, which is just like every episode of Top Chef has a quick fire, every episode of Talk Chef also has a quick fire, and it is not cooking related. It is all Mary preference related.
Wow. I'm excited.
Okay, good, because it is the fastest quick fire in all of Top Chef history. It is 45 seconds.
Okay.
So that's pretty fucked of us, honestly, but we have
yeah, this is cruel, but I'll participate.
All right. So you have 45 seconds to answer 10 questions.
Okay.
And I don't know you, Mary. We met moments before the stream, but
mere moments.
I don't know how you're viewing this, but maybe you're kind of like, fuck you, Reka, fuck you, Jordan. Yeah. This is stupid.
I've known Mary for a few years, and she's pretty rude. I'll say it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a massive bitch. So
yeah,
sort of what I figured. Most of the people we bring in here are pretty mean.
Yeah.
So in case you're like that, let me just entice you with some prizes. First of all, you can win a deed to the Terlato Wine Vineyard.
Holy crap.
Yeah, have you ever heard of it? Have you ever heard of the Terlato Wine Vineyard?
Absolutely not.
Perfect. It's perfect. That's because no one has. It's a wine that sponsored Top Chef for multiple seasons. Reka and I have tried to purchase it. It is unpurchasable by human hands. Even companies that say they sell it, we call them and they say, what is a Terlato? They have no clue.
Really?
No clue. Yeah, it's unpurchasable.
That is so weird.
Yeah, you get a deed to their vineyard if you win.
Wow. Oh my God. That's huge.
It's really huge or small. We've never been there. So
right. I'll let you know.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Sounds like she plans on winning.
I mean, look.
Okay, you heard it here.
I'm a little competitive. What can I say?
The next prize you could win is your own personal suite of broken GE appliances, just like you see on the show. So we're talking an oven that doesn't get up to temp, a fryer that doesn't get up to temp, a fridge that doesn't close its door.
I mean, this is what dreams are made of.
You can win all that garbage. Wow. So if you are ready, I will start a timer for 45 seconds. The moment Jordan finishes asking question 1. Are you ready?
Okay, great. Yes.
All right. Which Top Chef judge would you make a mouth acting video for if you had to select one?
Padma.
Name a football team.
The Bengals.
Working as a group or solo?
Solo.
What is the best food city?
Nashville.
What is the worst food in the world?
Chicken liver.
What is the best food in the world?
Spaghetti bolognese.
Have you ever been to Houston?
No.
Would you rather have chips with guac or salsa or queso?
Queso, baby, all the way.
Do a cheer right now.
Go Jordan and Reka. Woo!
Perfect. How great are Jordan and Reka?
Absolutely incredibly perfect and amazing.
Oh my God, Mary, you're
Oh.
definitely in like the top 10 scorers of guys. We've had like 80
Oh my God.
episodes. So Mary,
Absolutely.
incredible job.
Thank you.
We're so excited to ship a bunch of garbage to your house.
Oh my God, I
I
can't
also have to
wait.
say, I thought that the do a cheer one would really throw you for a loop, or just throw one for a loop, not you specifically. I would say it's one of the harder prompts we've had in a quick fire, and you did incredible.
Thank you so much.
incredible. And I want to say you did incredible on what's the best food in the world. I feel like people really get stymied. You said bolognese, like you've been thinking about it all day.
It is my favorite food in the week. I could eat it for every single solitary meal.
So I have to know who has the best bolognese.
God, this is such a weird answer, but a hotel that I went to on my honeymoon in Thailand. And they had the best tiramisu I've ever had. It was an Italian restaurant in a Thai hotel in Thailand.
I love tiramisu.
I love tiramisu. I think that's the best dessert, probably.
You could drown me in it. I don't care.
Yeah, it's so good. And so you have to travel to Thailand and have this tiramisu.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, twist my arm.
Asia, Thailand.
Yeah, you would not think that that's where the best Italian food that I've ever had is, but you learn something new on this podcast, don't you?
That's true. And Thailand's the number one place I want to go. So I'll go and I'll have the bolognese.
You have to go. I'll give you 1,000,000 recs. It was the best trip ever.
Perfect.
I have been to Thailand once.
Why did I know that?
I don't know, Jordan.
When did you go to Thailand?
Like 6, 7 years ago, 8 years ago.
Wow.
I knew you then. Okay. We'll talk about this later, Reka.
Wait, did you not read the Reka dossier I sent you?
Yeah, when we met in our UCB class.
Bad friend. Bad
Here's
friend.
some info about me. Okay, gorgeous. Let's dive into this episode. We're on episode 2 of the Houston season of Top Chef. And an ambulance is coming to get me because our quick fire is to make and eat a ton of queso.
Oh my God.
Something to dip in it. I think that this challenge rules.
I was so excited when she was announcing it. Well, I saw it in the preview and I was like, oh, absolutely. That's going to be incredible. And some people really rose to the occasion and others did not.
A lot of people really simply couldn't. And it was confusing to me. I was like, how do you not understand what this is? Do you know what I mean?
I know. It's just melted cheese. Ultimately.
What's interesting is that queso to me, until honestly meeting my Texan friend, Patrick McDonald, friend of the show. I didn't realize what a diversity queso could hold. I kind of just had the one thought about it or the one flavor profile in mind, but it really is. You could do whatever you want. There's cheese and cheeses and dairy from all around the world.
Absolutely. And there's such a huge difference between like a queso that's like a liquid, more Velveeta, or like a more similar to like has a, like a bechamel base kind of. And then like a queso fundido, which is more like melted cheese in a skillet. Like
we got a string kind of
string.
Yeah, we got a pull.
I have to just quickly point out that a fan favorite viewer of the show, Sean's mom is in the chat, and I think that's awesome. Sean's mom is the recipient of our Top Chef jacket. Had a birthday recently. Happy belated birthday, Sean's mom. We're so thrilled to see you here.
Happy belated birthday.
Happy belated birthday. Gorgeous. I think this challenge is really cool. So let's go through all the dishes that they made as I pull it up. Beep, boop, bop. It is a funny challenge. This, before I get into the dishes, it reminds me of the first episode of Top Chef Chicago season 4, where the challenge was to make deep dish pizza, and there are like 18 contestants, so Padma has to eat like 18 bites of deep dish.
Yeah.
This
That's
kind of
a
reminds me of-
that's a nap inducer, you know.
yeah.
I don't know how they don't just like pass out afterward.
I
All
I
this like
have to imagine that like the green room, each of these individual host green rooms has like a bed or like a couch or something.
something. Right.
I
Even
also-
Irma, who was sorry, Jordan.
No.
I was just saying, even Irma, you know, the queso expert on this
Yes.
episode was like, this is a lot of cheese. But was like, yeah.
Padma, you're crazy for this one.
I do think sometimes it's hard because you're like, oh, I would enjoy that so much if that was my job. But as someone who now tastes food for a living as their job, it is where it's like, I'll have a day where it'll be like tasting like every type of chocolate, and I'd be like, yum. And then you really only can take like one small bite, or like you really
Yeah.
have. So I think that's what they're doing. I think they're just taking
Oh, yeah.
one teeny tiny bite of everything.
And
Yeah, for sure.
For those who are new to the stream, it's actually extremely surprising, in fact, for Jordan to use chocolate as an example of something that they can only take a small bite of. Because I think Jordan would willingly, I don't know, drown yourself in chocolate.
I would. I absolutely love chocolate, and I would eat an unbelievable amount of it. But man, when you are having to taste 20 chocolates back to back,
Yeah.
it does become a thing where you're like, and I imagine it's the same thing. It's like when you have to taste 20 quesos back to back, I think it really starts to all just become kind of like homogenous mush in your
my
brain.
God. Absolutely.
Yeah, for
Especially
sure.
if you eat a bad one in there. Ooh,
Yeah.
bad queso, no good.
We're gonna cover that.
We're
There were some bad quesos.
So first up, we have Stephanie, who made a pepper jack and extra sharp cheddar queso with a corn fritter.
Oh yeah.
I think that, so we usually do like a thumbs up, thumbs down, what, you know, whatever kind of evaluation. This sounds good. This does, listen, bathe me in a corn fritter. I love a corn fritter.
Of course.
This does sound like of the scale I'll use, from bad to like served at a Chili's to like Top Chef quality. I'll say this is like served at a Chili's.
Yeah. I mean,
And no
Stephanie's
knock to Chili's. It's just like, you know.
no, she's not a risk taker, you know.
Right.
And this is kind of just your run of the mill
Right.
Yeah. I
North
absolutely
Dakota.
want to come for Reka because the queso at Chili's is delicious. And
So,
she
and I, you know what I mean though, like something that kind of could, it is not as creative as it could. I'll use
It's not elevated.
I'll use a different restaurant if you want. How about at a Baja Fresh?
they don't have queso. Reka, you weren't built to do this, okay? I don't want to be rude, but
Reka.
please let's keep it to the experts, okay?
Hey, Reka, stay in your lane.
Yeah.
When stuff comes up that's about your issues, you could talk about that. But when it's talking about queso,
Yeah, Reka, if matcha comes up, if you know, something like that comes up, then I'll let you know because that's your where you thrive. But please leave melted cheese to me. Because I've dedicated my life to it.
Yeah.
I would say I had a problem with all of these quesos that weren't queso. Anything that was like, I made a crispy fried ball
Oh,
with a queso
yeah.
sauce on the plate. I'm like, shut up. You're a coward. You're too scared to serve a bowl of hot cheese.
I do think there is something interesting about queso. That it's not like a dip, like it's not like a dressing. It's not like a ranch.
It's not a sauce.
Yeah.
It's the star of the show.
Exactly. You don't dip the main character in the queso.
Right.
It's really got to be as equal or more significant than the thing you're dipping.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And that's
Which
a-
Padma reminded us of at the end too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, okay, Monique made fried mustard greens with a fondue and pickled peppers.
Oh yeah.
I think this sounds good.
That's cool.
We're doing
Yeah.
that, honestly.
I think that's creative.
Yes.
And it also is like, I think she was incorporating her cultural background.
Yes. I dig her so far.
Yeah.
Who's Monique?
Monique is the one who, spoiler, later she makes the dessert that they're like, you're gonna crush if you go up with your dessert against their fourth or their
Yeah.
sixth course. So you should go up now. And
Right.
the other team's sixth course was so good that she lost, but her dessert was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Damar made mild cheddar queso with pickled serrano chilies and toasted breadcrumbs with smoked paprika.
It sounded good to me.
It sounded good. It seemed spicy.
I was gonna say, I like spice, but I was like, Jesus Christ,
A straight up.
it's a serrano.
Yeah.
I almost, if I could note, would do like a mix of some sort of like other veg or other flatbread thing to kind of combine maybe something that's a little sweeter and pepper and sweeter in profile to go with the spice, to go with the cheese.
Jordan does not agree.
Reka's wrong. I love to say it. Reka's wrong.
Listen, if someone wants to start a tally for how many times Jordan comes at me, please.
Wow, I know Jordan. I mean, Jordan is protective of the queso, and I get it.
And
I do. I do.
ultimately-
Queso is one of my favorite foods. I do really love it. And I think dipping, this is what I like though. I hear what you're saying, Reka. I really do. As your friend, I'm trying to hear you and listen to you and see you. But I'm like, that is so bold to just make a queso and serve it with like a whole ass chili. I'm like,
Yeah.
yes. I'm like, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for someone to say, here is flavor, not tweezer, sphere.
Yes.
Right. I mean, this is Houston. Come on. Like we're leaning in to Tex-Mex.
Even though I was really skeptical about, whoa, just some pickled veg to dip. I was scared.
Yeah.
He pulled it off.
He pulled it off.
I'll say. Okay, so then we get Buddha, who made nacho average spring roll, with chorizo, queso, and guacamole. Now, do I love the visual of dipping absolutely gigantic spring roll into queso?
Huge. It was a chimichanga at that
It
point.
was like a burrito.
Yeah, it was a chimichanga. It was huge.
It was massive.
I love that.
Yeah.
But I do think maybe the queso is not the star of the show here.
I know.
I think it's a burrito.
I hear you. But what I will say is I do like this more than some people who did like a croquette or a flip.
Totally.
Yes.
And he's shown to be really creative. I hope it's in the direction always of like serving a challenge and not a la like a Richard Blais season 4 that's just for the sake of being creative.
Sure.
So we'll see. Okay. Nick made pork belly blue crab surf and turf queso with beet and sweet potato chips.
Yeah.
I shrieked at my beet and sweet potato chips.
Yeah.
That is my family.
Yum.
And it sounds delicious. And
I love a crab. I love crab and cheese.
Yes.
Or like crab and dairy. Like I like a crab chowder. And so I was like,
well, it's so interesting because on this show and in life, so many people shit on fish with dairy. Pop in the chat if you like fish and dairy. I've never had it. You know that about me. I am a vegetarian, but it sounds, I would try this in a heartbeat.
I don't understand why people are like, oh, fish and dairy doesn't go well together. It's like,
you're an idiot if you
have you heard of stews or chowders or like
I think
dipping sauce?
Honestly, anything can go well together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like just try it. It's possible it's a disaster, but maybe there's elements of it that work together. It's just everybody's very stubborn.
I know.
Any culture that uses dairy, I could be wrong because I don't know every culture, but I will pretty confidently say that almost every culture that uses dairy uses it with fish. Like there are curries that have cream and fish in them that are absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
From India, there are all types of like Nordic, Scandinavian dishes that pair yogurt or cheese with fish.
Definitely.
Mexico pairs fish with cheese in different ways. It's, to me, I think people just think of it as like, oh, you're nasty. Those are two kind of like, that's like, I think people think of it as like a white trash preparation.
I think they think of like a fish fillet at McDonald's, which honestly is a popular sandwich.
Still good, yeah.
Right.
But I'm like, it's a thing that's like found throughout like all different types of cultures, and I think it deserves a lot more respect than it gets.
I agree.
If you're looking to respect fish and cheese, pop it in the chat. Okay. Evelyn made adobo con queso and taro chips. You know I'm about to eat the shit out of taro.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll fuck so hard with a taro chip, and that looks really good. Okay. Sarah made hush puppies with cheddar, pepper jack, and Szechuan chili bean paste queso. Jordan, I think this sounds really good.
It sounds great. This was a hush puppy.
Yeah.
I think the hush puppy is, I think her queso is interesting enough that she wasn't just doing, okay.
Reka, I'm coming for you again. No, I hear what you're saying. I think it sounds delicious. If I saw this on a menu at a restaurant, I would order it. Do I think this is what you make for a queso challenge? No, I think maybe if the fritter was floating in a bowl of queso.
Whoa.
Like a matzo ball soup, a play of matzo ball soup.
Yeah. Something a little more creative. Yeah.
A spoon.
Just to like drink it like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Sam made Gruyere queso blanco and a pepper pancake.
That pepper pancake looked undercooked.
It looks a little pale.
It didn't look crispy. I need it to be crispy, you know?
I'm so curious about this.
Yeah.
He's a little kooky to me.
He's a silly boy.
He's silly. Yeah. He's like, he reminds me of Gabby on The Bachelor if I have to compare him to somebody else on a current Just a little.
It's such a funny comparison right now.
And we are forcing you to compare him to another person on a reality TV show.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah. Okay, Robert made queso Oaxaca fonduta with jalapeno salsa and fried white asparagus.
Yum.
I thought that was really interesting.
Great. I think it looks great.
Yeah.
I know he had some stuff to say.
I thought that was smart of him to go for a white asparagus.
Yes.
You know, stand out from the crowd.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Ashley
Robert, he's thinking.
Ashley made blue cheese fonduta with roasted potatoes. I have to give a thumbs down to this. I think this is me in your Hush Puppy store. I would order this, but I'm like this. If you just look at the picture, which will not appear because it never does.
Yeah, absolutely not there.
Okay, it looks like sweet potato fries with a dip.
Reka, you're right. This is a fondue. This is not a queso. And I think that once again, to me personally, that feels like a lack. Who made this one?
That is Ashley, who I really like. She's the Appalachian cook.
That's hard. I do like her. This feels like someone who is afraid to make a queso and has like a European cooking background. And they're like, well, to me, queso is a blue cheese fondue.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, which Ashley is not like that. So I don't know what happened here, but that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
I'm also just, I don't know. I'm not sure blue cheese is the cheese to go with for
blue
a
cheese.
Queso.
So strong.
Yeah.
You know, which I love. But
it's the star, but I don't know. I just don't, it's not a great melting cheese, I feel, you know?
Sure.
You know, as they say, you got to choose the good melting cheeses.
You got to choose. Hey.
The Gruyères and such.
Tell us what your favorite melting cheeses are in the chat. And vegans, you can talk too.
Yeah.
Okay. Joe.
Tell us something else.
Tell us something else. Tell us anything else. Joe made harissa queso with Basque peppers, cilantro salsa, and roasted cauliflower. This sounds good. Now, someone might come at me and be like, doesn't this kind of do the same thing? It looks a little bit like a dip. I think the queso is more interesting than those ones, though, that were kind of like dip-like. You know I'm scared of a roasted cauliflower, but I trust Joe. So,
yeah,
we'll see.
Roasted cauliflower makes me gassy. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not sure I could do this one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Painful farts.
Yeah, but that's just me.
Yeah, I get it.
It's a personal problem. Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
Jay made Korean style queso with stir-fried chorizo, potato chips, and pickles.
Yeah.
It sounds good. I do wish I kind of remembered what Korean style queso meant. I know she put like gochujang in it. That maybe additional things, but doesn't denote that here.
I remember her little pickles. Yeah, her little spicy pickles. Yeah, I loved that.
Here's something interesting. Luke made queso with smoked mozzarella, sharp cheddar, manchego cheese, and a milk crepe.
Oh yeah, that milk crepe was interesting.
It looked really cool.
It kind of burnt.
It looked burnt.
Get out of this. I was looking for someone to do kind of something, an interesting dipper.
Like, yeah.
Is this the one where he served it on top of the queso?
Yeah.
Like it was a stroop waffle over a coffee?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was interesting to me. I liked that.
Yeah.
You know what evoked? It evoked when one of my favorite dishes I've ever seen on the show, Adrian Cheatham in season 15 Colorado of Top Chef, makes a buttermilk dashi with a wheel on top that looks like lace that you like crack open to get to the soup.
I
That's what-
love a crack open
right?
top, like a pot pie that's like a top, and you're
Oh.
like,
Ooh, I love a fucking pot pie.
Pot
oh
pie.
yeah, oh
Pie.
yeah.
You know what we should do next winter? Have like a pot pie party where everyone brings a different pot pie. Ah! Oh, that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
We
All
need-
right, I'm in.
Okay.
I'm in. Consider me there.
So on the bottom were Sam, Robert, and Jackson. On the top were Evelyn, Nick, and Damar. And Damar was the winner, which is
Yeah.
great. So now we hop to the elimination challenge. Now I have a challenge for anyone in the chat. In one sentence, explain the rules of this elimination challenge. Okay.
You
Oh
can't.
my God, it was
Here's the
so
thing.
confusing.
I'll do my best. So the teams, so we have Dawn Burrell, our guest from last week, back again as a judge, which is awesome. And Sam
Love her.
Talbot from season 2 and season 8, back as a judge as well. And they divide into 2 teams, the Wildcats and the Cougars. Dawn is the chef coach of the Wildcats. Sam is the chef coach of the Cougars. They each have to make 7 dishes head to head. They have about 90 minutes. There's offense and defense. There's a coin flip. Whoever goes first gets to pick the person they send up. And then the defense, hearing that, gets to pick who they put against them. But then after that, you've sort of lost me.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna say it's head to head between 7 dishes on each team, right? So
Yeah.
they've done stuff like this before, but whatever the way this was explained was so confusing. So it's just head to head dishes, and so it's kind of matters, you know. You don't want to put a bunch of your worst dishes first and then kind of lose your opportunity to even get the win or whatever if everyone else.
Right. It is very strategic.
It's very strategic.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's too much. Just let them cook and then tell me if the food tastes good or not.
I know. The
handle-
head-to-head thing.
It's too.
Oh, and thank you, Christine. I forgot. Every course has to have a carb in it. There were so many
Right.
specifications.
So stupid.
And the logic was,
Carbs.
you're an Olympian, right? You need to have carbs. She's like, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Carbs.
Yeah.
And they're all like, grains.
They're like,
Let's do grains.
Yes. Okay. So before we get into the dishes, let's talk beans. Because we get some comments in this challenge about hard beans versus canned beans. And listen,
Yeah.
I'm willing to say it. I'll say it here. Quote me on it. My palate is probably trash. I get that. I need a lot of flavor to register with as food to me at all. I like to be punched in the face with flavor.
Yeah.
It's possible I'm not a good taster. I eat, various qualities of food at all times.
Rika, don't be so hard on yourself.
And I'm an awesome, cute, fun person.
Yeah, good. Okay. Add a positive on
Thank
there.
you. Talking about my friend. But man, canned beans versus like raw beans, I just don't know why. If you're a home cook, why at all someone should be pressured to buy raw beans for like better taste? I don't get it. If it's cheaper and more economical for you, totally fine. But even then, I would say sometimes you can't tell if those beans have been in the store for 1,000 years and they'll take like 5 hours to cook. So I don't know.
Yeah, I can't imagine there would be any kind of difference in taste in terms of canned versus
Yes.
not.
Rika and
But
I are-
Tom claims.
Tom claims a lot. Tom, listen, I'm not taking advice from a man that doesn't wear socks. So
Yeah, that man can put socks on with his loafers and then call me.
he doesn't wear socks, Mary.
I thought he doesn't wear socks ever. That's not, I'm not sure that's sanitary in terms of like working around food.
In that kitchen 24/7.
Ew. That's funky to me. But Tom was channeling Paul Hollywood a little bit for me. I am a big
Same.
Great British Baking Show fan, and he was channeling I literally said Tom Holland, and that's what came up. Paul Hollywood. He was doing little cryptic comments and little things, and I was like, I don't know, Tom, you're not being true to yourself, but I get it.
Yes, absolutely. Sorry, I was sidebarring about when Sam says how much he loves potatoes and then proceeds to list like the 3 most basic type of potatoes. He's like mashed, French fry.
And we're all
He
like,
did-
grow up, Sam.
Like, Sam,
Oh
you're
my
a
God,
Sam.
that kid.
But yes, I love a canned bean. I think canned beans rule. I think Tom's a little weenie.
Yeah.
And he can come on the show to defend himself if he wants. As always, that invitation is open.
Tom, be brave.
Be brave, Tom, for once. Okay. So first up, we have Buddha and Damar. So Buddha made on Team Cougar grains and wheat inspired mujdara with yogurt, grapes, and cucumbers.
I don't think this sounds that amazing. Well, I'm sure it was amazing,
Yes.
but I feel like it was cold, right?
It looks cold. Yes.
I don't know. I feel like that next to a dirty rice, it's just like really hard to beat.
I am sure this tastes fine. It sort of is like, don't bring a salad to a carb fight. A little bit. It
Yeah.
looks a little salady to me, or just like leans not as much on the grain. It looks like from the
Yeah.
picture. And then, as you said, Mary, compared to what Damar on the Wildcats make, Dirty Pharaoh. I'm going to say this wrong. Naduja.
I don't know.
NDJA. Chicken thighs and chicken liver. This
Yeah.
fucking looks so good. I wish I could show you a picture, but we know that's not gonna work.
It's not gonna
No.
It looks so good. It is
It
my
was,
black
yeah.
color of food, like deep reds and browns with like a little herby brightness. This looks so good.
It's comfort. It's comfort food.
Yes.
I think that seems to be his specialty,
Yes.
like cooking from his childhood, which I
Mhm.
feel like is always good. It always steers people right, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Damar takes that one. Second up, Luke versus Ashley. So Luke is on Team Wildcats, and he makes butternut squash confit in walnut oil, walnut black garlic paste with chicken and pickled squash.
This
I
is
think-
the same thing he's made before, and it's not good. They've told him
No.
it's not good.
Luke is overthinking.
He's
It's like,
the
what's
taco
up?
guy. He's the he's
Yeah.
worked at a bajillion Michelin star restaurant.
I was really excited for him. I was like, this guy's going to absolutely kill it. But I wonder, it was interesting because I feel like Padma at the beginning of the episode was like, some of you have only been like, you know, you haven't been the head chef where you are, or you've had people like assisting you and now you're on your own. So like, you have to be creative by yourself. And I think that's his syndrome. It's like, he's having trouble just doing his own thing, executing it.
Absolutely.
I think he's
I
thinking a
agree.
little hard.
I think this also, I like the creativity of using squash, like carbs you would think grain. I like, using a vegetable. I think that's fun. But like, yeah, this strikes me as like kind of a really sweet dish too, which maybe just like isn't what I want.
Yeah.
And then Ashley made farro and quinoa porridge, teff and turkey meatballs with shoots and sprouts salad. And that looks really good. And like,
Yeah, that
it is
sounds
a
good.
thing, I guess, especially in the framework of like an athlete and something someone might want to eat before playing their sport or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, this sounds way better. So Ashley
Yeah.
on the red team.
Yeah, I feel like they were being a little shy about what a carb was. Do you know what I mean? They were all kind of like,
Well, they were-
Yeah.
I don't want to have a bunch of grains in a row. I'm like, I think you literally can.
I find it so interesting sometimes with chefs on these shows that are like, you know, really just like sticking to their guns and trying to do, you know, these like fancy cooking methods. I'm like, you are on a football field.
yes.
Like you're literally on a football field. Look around you.
Yeah.
Maybe like rise to the occasion and just sort of like make comfort food.
Absolutely.
I don't know. It's just like look around a little bit, you know?
Absolutely.
I don't know. I think that's Luke's issue.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. So then we have Jay versus Robert.
Hmm.
So Jay makes fricassee salad tossed in fermented blue plum and pomegranate vinaigrette with spiced panko.
That looked good.
It looks good. It looks a little on the light side. I'm really rooting for Jay. I just really like her.
Yeah, I like her too.
And then Robert makes a wild mushroom taco, butterbean puree with tomato salsa and jalapeno salsa. This thing could slap me in the face. This looks good as hell. To
That
me.
looked
I love a
really
mushroom
good.
taco.
Yeah.
Hugo's Tacos has excellent mushroom carnitas. I'll just tell everyone that.
Oh, that sounds good.
So in the end, Robert takes that one for the blue team. So right now it's blue team 2, red team 1. And I am aware that they were called the Cougars and the Wildcats, but we all know there were too many rules and ways to divide things in this quickfire, so I cannot be bothered to remember if Wildcats were blue or red.
Yeah.
Simplify, you know.
Also, simply must mention, behind the judges table in the background, slightly out of focus, one of the mascots was dancing the entire time. And
I really want to know. I want to know who they are. Who's in there?
I made a little joke when they came in. I was like, "Oh my God, it's Tom and Gail." That's not true. That's not who they are.
I love on a show like this, like a mascot reveal, like someone coming in and then taking their head off and being like, "It's been me," and everyone's like, "Whoa!" But that never happened. I thought it was going to, maybe a former contestant or something, but no such luck.
No such luck. It would be, oh my God, if it was like fucking, I don't know. Someone cool. I don't know anyone cool. Okay. All right.
Missed opportunity, in my opinion.
If you know someone cool, pop it in chat. All right. The next one was Joe versus Stephanie. Joe on the Wildcats made, okay, Wildcats are blue. Okay. Black garlic barley congee with green pepper and tamari infused mushroom slaw. This sounds so fucking good.
That sounded so good.
You gotta go to the hospital because it's a black garlic party tonight. And then Stephanie on the Cougars made feijoada with rice, cilantro salad, toasted cassava, and orange. Now,
if we can call it feijoada.
Here's a
it looked bad.
That was so weird that she took the meat out. Why?
I'm a vegetarian and I don't really understand. And it is one of those things. You can have a spin on a dish, but then I think you're simply like, they're really persnickety about that stuff on the show. Like, if you call it a souffle, it better resemble a souffle and not just like you kind of ate a seed, a souffle or whatever. They like want to taste feijoada. So if it is not that, then you have to call it something else.
Can't claim.
Though, is if it tastes, it should still taste like feijoada if you cooked the meat with it, even if you take the meat out.
Yes.
So that might really make sense.
And I gotta say, there's a lot of fucking rice on this.
A lot of rice. And a lot of just like plain old rice.
Listen, if you could see this picture, and we know you can't, you'll see there's a lot of rice on this.
I love that you still try though, Rika.
Thank you so much.
It's very nice.
I think, some people have suggested that I change the tack and, like, Rika, why don't you just, I don't know, put up the picture in the background. And I just think it's sleeker this way.
Yeah.
I love that we never know that, or we always know you'll never be able to see the dish. I think it's nice.
Yeah, I like it. It's a running bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so then Eat Boop Bop. Joe takes home that side by side.
Of course.
So then next we have Nick on the Cougars versus Monique on the Wildcats. So this was the one where they were like, Monique, you should go ahead. Your dish is going to absolutely crush. We need the point.
The fatal mistake.
I mean, I get it, but So Nick on the Cougars made purple sweet potato and pot liquor with lemon yogurt, Swiss chard, and crispy sage. I'm going to eat the fucking shit out of that.
Yeah.
That's such a smart use of a vegetable. I love that this shit is mostly vegetarian, if not entirely vegetarian. I think that rules. Nick, come over. Okay.
Yeah. He seems like he's got really just a depth to him. Yeah. I think he's going to whip out some real deep, good dishes.
Monique made pico with caramelized coconut milk. This looks fucking awesome.
So good.
This looks so good.
It's so sad.
It's so sad.
It was wasted.
It was, okay. So then of those two, as we know, Nick on the red team takes home the point. So next we have Sam, our potato boy, and Evelyn. So Sam makes, on Team Blue Wildcats, made roasted sweet potato brushed with brown butter, white soy, and garlic with yogurt dressing. This looks good to me.
Yeah.
I bought the things to recreate this week.
That's awesome.
Wow.
It looked so good. I was like, I have to eat that right now.
It looked so good. And when he was like squeezing the sauce onto it, I was like, Oh yeah, buddy.
It also had like a Jordan level of sauce, which I find a lot of like upscale dining on TV shows and in real life doesn't tend to because they're like scared of flavor or meat or whatever. I don't know.
Right.
It
This
feels
looks like a
personal.
wet burrito.
Yeah.
Yes, it had
Oh,
so
damn,
much
yeah.
sauce. I loved it.
Oh my God. Wow.
Um,
You're going to have to update everybody, Jordan, of how that turns out.
Oh, I'll post a picture. I'll let you guys know.
Good.
Please,
Yeah.
tag Sam. Evelyn on the red team / Cougars made mixed grains with tamarind noctam, fresh herb salad, and turmeric sea bass.
Oh yeah.
Pretty good.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam on the blue whatever team ends up taking home that point. So blue team has 4 and the red team has 3. So there's no chance for the red team to win, but they can because there's another secret rule to this challenge, which is like
Good rules.
you could get a touchdown if you're X amount of points ahead of the other team, which means that none of you can be.
It's like if you get a touchdown, then you are immune.
You're immune.
So no one can go home. But if neither team makes a touchdown, anyone can go home.
Unbelievable.
Scary.
So it really scares
Really, really just funky stuff.
So the final round, it's Sarah versus Jackson. Jackson, our king, who has lost his sense of smell and taste.
Weird. That is so crazy.
So wild to me. Sarah on the blue team / Wildcats makes celebration of chickpeas. Chickpea hummus, panisse crouton, soca, and puffed chickpea. Now, can I say, if I saw this on a menu as an appetizer, I'd be like, we gotta try. Now,
I don't know.
is this the dish you want to close with?
No.
No. And do I think there is room for this to be super fucking bland? Absolutely.
That was my fear.
Is Chickpea celebration the theme of Reka's birthday this year?
Yes. And that being said, yes. It's my
Honestly,
anniversary.
Yeah.
I can see as a vegetarian how that would be like, because that's like a very hearty, like you're like, okay, that is like a straight up meal. I love that. Yes. Honestly, I don't know. I just find chickpea hummus is one thing, but like chickpeas in other forms tend to be dry. Do you know what I mean?
Well, they definitely can be if they're not prepared properly.
Yes. And I don't know. I figured if she's doing it in so many ways, she can't be a master of all of those ways,
Sure.
And here's what I'll say too. I don't like to admit this, but I have chickpea bias. Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As do I.
I prefer chickpeas in a stew of sauce and gravy.
Absolutely.
When I eat salad that has raw chickpeas in it, I eat them, of course, because I'll eat the plastic bowl it comes in.
Right.
I think it's a little stupid.
Well, they need flavor imparted. They need flavor deep down in the chickpea.
Exactly.
Because they really don't hold a flavor just unto themselves.
I want some of that starch released into the thickness of a sauce or a surrounding stew.
And that seems to be what they were missing.
Exactly. So I love a hummus. That almost is its own little stew.
Absolutely.
But yes, this dish is missing some sort of like soul to it.
Padma was so mean about it.
I know.
It kind of killed me. She was like, a hummus? Okay. Like she was very over it.
It's very funny.
Yeah.
Okay. Gorgeous. So then Jackson makes a polenta cake, whipped yogurt, and blueberry sauce. Pew, 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 pew.
That looked really good.
Is yogurt sauce.
Oh my God.
I
love a miso in a dessert.
My God. If everyone could just put miso and or salt in their dessert, I will be happy.
Absolutely.
we need the balance of that. There's nothing worse than a super sweet thing. So I thought the miso addition was brilliant, despite his inability to taste or smell anything.
Just out of curiosity, Mary, were you a Christelle fan from the most recent season of Great British Bake Off? She did a lot of like miso.
Yes.
I thought that was awesome.
They have been doing a lot of miso recently, and like miso caramel. I mean, look, I wanted to eat every single thing that she made.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Jackson on the red team, which is the fucking, I don't know, the Bears, whatever, they take home the point. And no one has a touchdown because nobody knew what it meant.
Right.
Anyone from either team can go home and anyone can be the MVP, which I had not even heard them use that as the word for winner. It just came out of their mouths. And I was like, this challenge is like the Bible. It is so confusing.
They made it all up as they went along.
As they were going.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful improv scene.
Yeah.
So the winner was Damar, and then eliminated is our North Dakotan Stephanie.
Thank God. I'm sorry.
Get her out of here.
Get her out of here. She's not standing up for herself.
Yeah.
We're done.
Yeah.
It makes a lot.
That's so mean. We're so mean. Whatever.
No, we were done. She was done.
We were done. She was done. It was her time.
It was her time. She got saved by the grace of God last week. And
I was going to say she should have gone the first week, I think, personally, because she didn't get the brief. She didn't follow the memo.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what do we think of this episode? That was fun. I mean, that challenge is truly, that's got to go in the books as one of the most confusing things.
Incredibly confusing.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think kind of boring. I think both episodes this season, I've been like, we are doing challenges we have seen before. I loved the Queso quickfire, but I felt like a lot of people were scared of it, which irritated me.
Yeah.
Quickfire, I was like, I've seen it. I've seen them do stuff on teams. I've seen them do stuff on a football field. I'm like, have a football game going. Have a football game going and make a meal with Gatorade. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Super Bowl. Stop being afraid.
I don't think
you're making fun of me, but that's how I feel.
I don't think it's hard enough.
Yes.
I don't think any of this is hard enough. I almost thought the first episode was harder, like weirdly. Like when they had to just immediately work on, teams. But I don't know, I'm like, Queso, like, okay, yeah, I'm thrilled, but like, that's not very hard. And right, Jordan, you're right. Like, they're not rising to the occasion. I know these guys are more creative and they're getting along too well. They're all like, sure.
It would have been fun to have a little game in the background because did we see that the football field at one of the ends, it said Tom Ball instead of, I guess, a team name or ostensibly football, which is not a thing any football field says on the field. This
Tom Ball.
Tom Ball.
Fascinating.
Wait,
well, really, I wonder, I wish maybe they could have had players eat some of the food and say what they thought about it.
I wonder if like COVID shit, I don't know.
Yeah.
Portland was definitely affected by COVID stuff, but I thought they were really creative getting around it. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We gotta turn up the heat a little bit here.
Absolutely.
Mary, now I don't know, do you cook a lot?
I do cook a lot, yeah.
Okay,
I love to cook.
What would you have made for like a carb-based challenge? Would you have made a bolognese?
Jeez Louise. I mean, I really was surprised no one made like pasta.
Yeah.
I was like, pasta's the ultimate carb. I don't understand why, because I guess they were trying to have it be like healthy carbs or whatever.
Oh,
but I find it. What? Go ahead.
Charles has just informed us that Tomball is a school district in Houston.
Oh. Charles is one of my closest friends and my college roommate who lives in Houston and works in the restaurant industry there.
You gotta know how fucking dumb I thought it was that it said Tomball.
Did you think it was like Tom Colicchio?
That's what I thought. I thought that it would be like Putna Ball, Tomball, or something. Like, that is so stupid.
Wow.
Sorry, Mary, I interrupted you.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I'm really surprised they didn't do like, I don't know, like a yummy little gnocchi or something. Like that would have been really fun. Or like even like a sweet potato gnocchi. Wouldn't that have been so good?
Yeah. With
like a little
brown butter.
Yeah, something like that. And I guess that's a little heavy. I did think the taco idea was good because like, if it's like a pre or post game workout or whatever, it's nice to have just like a little, one and done. But yeah, pasta. I would make pasta.
Yeah.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
Well, Mary, thank you so much for joining us. This was a true blast.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Want to see more from you, or do you have any? Where do they go? Do you have anything to plug?
Yes.
Yeah, go to the internet. I mean, I'm at Marikell, MARE_KELL on all the platforms. Yeah, I don't know. Say hey.
It's so funny to say go to the internet.
Go to the internet.
which I
Get
love.
ye to the internet. Yeah. I mean, look, it's where it all is. It's where it's happening, you know? Zipping happening, please.
Plug in and don't plug out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Mary,
Get on your phones.
Mary, I'm getting word from the Bravo producers over here. I can tell her? Okay. Well, Mary, you are Top Chef.
Yeah, Mary, a lot of people don't know this, but there are 2 ways to become Top Chef. One is to win the reality TV show Top Chef, and one is to be a guest on Talk Chef.
Oh my God.
Either way, an Indian woman will tell you you're Top Chef.
You guys, this is going to change my life.
We're
My husband's going to be so happy.
Yeah, let him know. Go let him know right now.
Yeah, I'll go interrupt his video games and tell him.
Please, that's all we want from you.
Interrupt my husband.
Yes.
Well, Mary, thank you again for hopping on.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for tuning in. This was a wonderful chat today. It was really popping off. I love this.
Very fun.
And if you do, someone suggested, I think Rhiannon suggested, making the dishes from the episode. Oh my God, that would be beautiful. Tag us. We would love to see all the stuff you guys cook. We
Oh my
love that
gosh.
stuff. Tweet it up. So yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in and see you next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.